All right, coming up. What's up, y'all? This is Dusty with Holler Homestead, and it's Tower Crane Tuesday. So, what we're doing right now is stepping a work deck. You can see from the size of it down there. It's pretty tall.
Looks good right there. So we make this pipe here.
It's probably maybe 30 feet tall. It's not heavy at all, very light. But we will attach this to the outside of the building so that the guys have a safe platform to work from. There we go.
Doing good thing. All right, coming up. Meet you at your 9 o'clock about. That west side.
So one of the things, as you'll see, I'm at a 160-foot radius right now. Now I need to come into, because of my limits, I need to come into the minimum 140 feet, and there is my 140-foot mark. The reason why is you can see this road off to the right. My limits are set a little bit farther past 140 feet, so I need to make sure that, and the reason why they're set right there is obviously because there's a road. Now it looks like I'm directly over top of that truck. I'm 100% not. I'm not over top of that truck. You said 9 o'clock?
Yeah, but it would be on the west wall.
Now I can start trawling out again. And I'll show you guys the limits on the crane and how those work. I actually have an LMI system, a computer system that shows that, as well as load moment indicator, which shows the weight of the approximate weight of the item that I'm picking, as well as my trolley position, my radius, the max radius, the fact I'm in 2-part rope instead of 4-part, shows my tower lean in a percentage. It also shows my wind speed. Now when I say 2-part and 4-part,
Get a little bit more right swing, get flying down.
I got super long tag lines, so I'm gonna get those up off of the deck and then down to you.
Copy that. Get a little bit more right swing.
Easy right, as much as I can, slow as possible.
Pretty good swing there, all down, flying down.
Like I said, I was talking about 2-part and 4-part line. 2-part line means you start back from the hoist drum, you run a single part line all the way up over the top, comes down, runs along the jib, goes through the trolley, over a sheave on the trolley, goes down to the old man, the block, comes back up through another sheave, and goes out to the tip of the jib. Now that's The reason why it's 2 is because it goes down to the old block, or the old man, and then back up. There's, even though it's technically one piece of wire rope, it's doubled up. That's 2-part. So obviously a 4-part would be typically two trolleys. There are no multiple sheaves on the block. Now on a mobile crane, you have the old man, or the block, the hook block, has multiple sheaves on it, so you can go from the top or the tip of the boom down to the block, back up to the top, back to the block. You can multi-part it. You can do more than just you can do a single part, single line, or you can 2-part it. You can 3. You can do odds, so on and so forth.
Charlie, do a little bumper right swing.
Now, as soon as this is set, I will show you guys the LMI system, load moment indicator, as well as my crane limits. Now, with crane limits, how that works is when the crane first gets up, or when we first erect the crane, I can trolley out to the tip of the jib. I can swing in a 360 without any issues. Now, some jobs I might be able to do that without setting any limits, like the last crane. There were no power lines. There were roads, but no power lines. Power lines are a huge issue, obviously. The number one killer of individuals that work with cranes is electricity. The number one killer of, again, people that work with cranes is going to be electricity. And ironically, you would think if a crane got electrocuted, or if the crane came in contact with an electrical line, the operator would be at the biggest risk. Well, that's actually untrue. It's the guys that are down on the ground, the guys that are dealing with the hook, the rigging, that are even standing close to the crane. Those are the ones that typically will get electrocuted, and more often than not, unfortunately, get killed. So there are an amazing amount of parameters, guidelines, rules, and regulations through OSHA, ASME, etc., that limit the distance that you can get in between a crane and a power line, depending on the kV, wattage, voltage, etc. The higher the voltage, the higher the kV, the farther away you need to be. Closest you can get, period, is 10 feet. No closer than 10 feet. And more times than not, depending on the operation of the crane, you will need a power line spotter. So while they're doing that real quick, here is my limits. You can see right here, all the dark colors right there are where my limits are. I can spin. So here's the tower crane in the center. There is the trolley up at the top. And if I swing right, it would stop me right here because my trolley would hit this. I would have to trolley all the way in. And this distance from the center of my crane, which is the base, out to this point is about 110 feet. So my limit is set at 100 feet. So actually the power line, which is right out there, you can see that pole right there, that's the power line. Same thing on this side which is the side we just swung from, is 150 feet. So I trolley into 140, just less.
We'll line you up right here. We got all these heads. We can move them around.
Also, here is my LMI system. I don't know if you could see that very well. Shows that this item weighs roughly 2,300 pounds. My trolley is at 241.8 feet, which puts me at a radius of 241 feet.
Up the trolley out. Trolley. Coming down easy.
Well, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, let me know. If you have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions that y'all have.
Alright, line it up easy. Alright.
Got a small movement, so I'm gonna actually switch it to second gear. I just switched down to second, so it's a little bit slower.
Yeah, copy that.
Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. This is something that I love. A lot of people enjoy it. They find it interesting, and I love sharing it with everyone. So,
Stretch the line down easy.
until next time, I'm Dusty. This is Holler Homestead, and many blessings to each and every one of you guys out there. We'll see you soon.
You're using weight.